The Windy City, Chicago, Illinois, set for a great matchup in the NWSL. Chicago Red Stars hosting Reigh from SeatGeek Stadium. Good afternoon, Matt Peterson with the former Penn State defender Anna Whitty. Should be a great matchup today between two playoff teams from last season.
Chicago Red Stars and Reigh, a big matchup, but the Chicago Red Stars have forward Sarah Griffith, who had her first assist against Washington Wednesday night. She is so dangerous with the ball at her feet and running at a team's back line. She has the physical part, but her role tonight is going to feed Mallory Pugh in the attacking third.
Set a Purdue record with 16 goals last season. Meanwhile, for Reigh, a show last week from Rose Lavelle, her game-winning goal, a header against San Diego.
Forward Rose Lavelle dominate an elite midfield for Reigh. She floats into the wide areas to create those chances for Reigh inside the box, but she's also dominant when she dribbles the ball at a team's back line. Chicago's defense has to stay compact to push Lavelle into the wide areas to make her less threatening.
Chicago, a busy week. Here is the team for Chris Petroselli. Third game in 9 days. 4 changes from the team, which earned a 1-1 draw at Washington on Wednesday.
Chicago going with their A-team up top with Cook, Pugh, and Griffith. And Sarah Lubert getting her first start here tonight coming out of Liga MX. Big performance against Washington. Will be interesting to see how she starts the game.
And for Reigh and the reigning Coach of the Year, Laura Harvey, 2 changes from the team which beat San Diego. Lauren Barnes is back at the left back position, and Angelina is in for Jess Fishlock, who's out with a leg injury.
Angelina stepping into a big role, filling Fishlock's position. She is going to have to be very active in the midfield, looking to find Balser in behind, but also Huerta in that right wing back position. She's going to be getting forward a lot, so watch for her again to be putting those crosses inside the 18.
Ava Cook, a really impressive display last weekend against Portland. 2 assists against the Thorns.
Forward Ava Cook, she's a fighter. She's dominant up top. She has great size and great athleticism because her work rate in the attacking third is so dangerous. A very similar player to Sarah Griffith. She has that physical ability similar to how you see it be played in the Big Ten, but their role is to find Mallory Pugh in dangerous spots.
For Reigh, Sofia Huerta, one of the best outside backs in the league, currently had another assist last week on Lavelle's game-winning goal.
Wingback Sofia Huerta coming off Player of the Week last week. She has been a huge piece for this Reigh team, whether it's creating chances or just connecting passes. Huerta likes to take that one touch inside the other team's opposite half and put the ball in the box for Balser to finish. Chicago has to be careful. They have to step up, slow her down, and eliminate the amount of crosses she gets from the wide areas.
4 straight clean sheets for Reigh. Another one today will match a club record. It's the Chicago Red Stars and Reigh. Kickoff from Chicago is next. Gorgeous afternoon, Chicago, Illinois. And there's Vanessa DiBernardo. 138th career appearance on Wednesday, the new club record, passing longtime Red Stars player Alyssa Motts. All smiles from Chicago. A busy schedule in Washington on Wednesday, a 1-1 draw. And back home with 4 changes to the lineup. Colaprico returns. OL Reigh, more rested team, no midweek fixture. But Lauren Barnes is back wearing the captain's armband. It's her 175th regular season appearance, most in league history. OL Reigh set to go. Angelina will get things underway. Referee this afternoon, Alex Billitzer. Nana Whitty, our conversation with Chris Petroselli a couple days ago, he was unsure about the starting lineup, but looks like a healthy team, and we are underway from SeatGeek Stadium in Chicago. Reigh in white, Chicago is in black. Nana Whitty, what are you watching for early on?
Chicago's team defense needs to continue to be strong. Head coach for the Red Stars, Chris Petroselli, said he wants to force OL Reigh into the wide areas. So watch for Chicago to force OL Reigh to use Lavelle and Latsko out wide. For Chicago, I'd like to see their offense continue to create chances for themselves, but set pieces is the biggest thing that Chicago has to work on. They've given up 6 goals so far this season off of corner kicks. It has to be better inside the 18.
Well said. The last 3 goals conceded by Chicago from set pieces on this very ground last Friday night. 2 set piece goals to Portland. Same story on Wednesday away. And Chris Petroselli was very honest, saying it's not one thing, it's many things, and it's hard to work on in practice during a busy schedule. But something that they can try and improve upon today.
When you have a midweek game and then you have a weekend game, trainings are very difficult to get in. You want players to have the time to watch film, but also rest their bodies. And practicing set pieces is difficult and taxing on bodies because you want players to get stuck in and be physical. So that's something that Coach Petroselli is going to have to figure out how he's going to implement it into trainings throughout this regular season.
Latsko's popped up on this left side. Got the ball from Barnes. Well defended by Lubert, her first start. 24 minutes Wednesday. Loaned to Club America, back with Chicago. And getting her first start of the 2022 season. A great story, her journey to Chicago. Accepted a last-minute invite to camp last May. And now starting a year later, there's Latsko. Been electric on the right side. Her first moments of this match on the left side. And a corner kick here, so the first set-piece defensive opportunity for Chicago comes in the 3rd minute. Lauren Barnes will deliver. Nair organizes her box. Strong header, but not fully cleared. It's on for OL Reigh. And that's the second phase. That was the issue against Portland. Not really the initial ball, but the first clearance not good enough, and a second chance there for OL Reigh.
The initial clearance by the Red Stars has to be high and wide, especially out of Huerta's range. You cannot allow a player like Huerta to get that ball across their 18 a second time within split seconds. Again, that header just has to be more aggressive, and there has to be more power behind it.
Cook with the opportunity off the set piece. Throw in coming for Lubert. Grew up in Missouri, went to Missouri. Another throw in on this near side. Looks like high press from OL Reigh in the early stages. It's interesting how things can turn for OL Reigh. It was a team that struggled to score goals a little bit early on, but 4 straight clean sheets, a lot of those ties now turning to wins, and OL Reigh suddenly climbing the table.
OL Reigh's offense has just figured it out up top, and Coach Harvey has talked about how much she wants Balser involved, especially inside the 18. Kind of wants Balser to live there and wait for those crosses to come inside, and it's starting to click for them when you have a player like Lavelle underneath and Fishlock. It eventually will get there, but they're also leading the team in shots with 36, so a team that's getting their chances, but is also looking for a few more goals to win these games.
There's Lavelle in the channel. Good touch to herself. It's Rose Lavelle. Good defending. That's a nice recovery. Tackle there from Kayla Sharples for Chicago. Chicago back the other way with Aguilera. Unchanged back three, and I think fatigue will be something worth watching for Chicago. The back three is unchanged. 4 total changes for Chicago, but you play Wednesday, a hard-fought game with Washington, the travel back. Probably 1 day of training with a light load, and then now back on this Saturday facing a very informed OL Reigh team. Here comes the cross, some contact in the box. Alex Billiter, the referee, saw nothing wrong with it. Olivia Cook back to her feet. And OL Reigh will try to build up this right side.
Back to your point about Chicago coming off a tie against Washington on Wednesday, the work that Milazzo and Morse had to put in against players like Rodman and Sanchez, they sprint up and down the field the entire time. So how do they rest? How do they get back into their typical self in this game against OL Reigh? Well, they'll be doing the same thing against players like Latsko and Lavelle.
A good sign for Chris Petrucelli, players who want to play. I'm sure there were some honest conversations. I'm sure there was some data analyzed, but it looks like the players that played Wednesday wanted to start again. A really good matchup between 2 playoff teams from last season. There's Pugh, she's been excellent. We were wondering, not knowing the lineup, might Petrucelli save players like Pugh and some of the more tired players from Wednesday for the second half? But attacking-wise, Cook starts, Pugh starts, Griffith starts. He does have Yuki Nagasato, Rachel Hill, Ella Stevens, and some others in reserve.
Rachel Hill can come out onto the pitch and put out a great performance. We've seen it a lot so far in this regular season and in past, but I like that he went with Pugh, Cook, and Griffith, putting out his A-team against an OL Reigh team who's going to put their A-team out every single week. They're not going to be on the defense at all. They want to implement their style, so Coach Petrucelli knows that he has to do the same thing too to start a match.
Good work from Latsko to find Rose Lavelle. Cycled wide to Huerta. They love finding her in these pockets of space. It's a low delivery. Dealt with well by Chicago. Huerta back on the ball. It's Quinn. Lauren Barnes for OL Reigh. Clipped in ball. It's a wonderful delivery. Slightly too far for Latsko, but a great idea.
A great ball in from Barnes and a good run in from Latsko to switch positions with Balcer and stay next to Milazzo. Milazzo has to stay touch tight with Latsko. Latsko just trying to find that ball in between Sharples and Milazzo. Too many steps ahead of her, but again, an opportunity, an area that Chicago wasn't anticipating those types of balls coming in from. Well done by Barnes to read that play well.
Alyssa Nair to restart. 7th year with Chicago. 80 caps for the United States. And Coach Petrucelli has raved about her leadership. He says when she's involved in the practice, she runs it as much as he does or even more. And we asked Petrucelli about his first year at the NWSL after a great run in college. Has he leaned upon outside sources, other coaches, mentors? He says, I've done it mostly inwardly. My assistant coaches are veterans of this league. We have a lot of longtime players from the league. He's leaned on players like Alyssa Nair as he adjusts to his first season in the league.
Coach Petrucelli also talked about DiBernardo and how much experience she has within the league, how he's learned from them. But I also like how Petrucelli has brought his own style of soccer and has put in this 3-back, trying different things with the new personnel that he has to work with.
Throw in here to Chicago, 8 minutes in. Zoe Morse with the throw-in. Cleared by Sharples. Barnes heads it back. Knocked down DiBernardo. A sliding win for Colaprico ahead of Balcer. More high press from OL Reigh. Quinn back for Barnes. Here's Pugh. Pulls out Cook. We're seeing Cook come very far. That was a matchup we asked both coaches about. Mallory Pugh potentially starting against Sofia Huerta, whose responsibility is Pugh, and we see the center back Cook come out into the offensive half. We see the press on display early on from OL Reigh.
OL Reigh wants Mallory Pugh to win the ball in her own back half. She's dropping all the way back to receive the ball and then trying to play Ava Cook forward. That's exactly what OL Reigh wants them to do because that's less threatening from Pugh.
Let's go inside the box. Let's go clips into the back post, headed away. Settled by Lavelle. Quinn now. Quinn, first time off the chest of DiBernardo. Alex Billiter, the referee, had a good view. No handball called.
Well done by DiBernardo and Colaprico to track back there and not allow that shot that Quinn took to be threatening, and Listener able to pick it up.
More high press from OL Reigh. I think the game plan coming in is this is a tired Chicago team. They played Wednesday. They traveled back from Washington. OL Reigh hunting for an early goal.
OL Reigh is pressing really high too. They want to win the ball high up and they want to win it off of the back line of Chicago. So watch for Latsko and Balser and Lavelle to be active very early to try and put Sharples, Milazzo, and Morse on their heels.
Free kick for Chicago. The pressure is relieved. Throw in. OL Reigh. See both coaches in the technical area. It was the clash of the coolers last week. Laura Harvey and Casey Stoney both love to sit on the cooler a few minutes per game. Here's Latsko. Headed for Balser. Patient defending from Milazzo. It's a good turn from Pugh. Feels like she is not going to get much space today. Every time she has checked back for the ball, there's been a Reigh defender there. Here's Cook. In front of Griffith. Alana Cook all the way back. Fallon Tolis-Joyce. 4 straight clean sheets for OL Reigh. And Tolis-Joyce at the back. Quinn comes away with it. Free kick, Chicago. Barnes commits the foul. Sarah Lubert, first start today, came off the bench Wednesday. Out of St. Louis, Scott Gallagher. Big club in the Midwest. Space on this left side now for Chicago Red Stars. Throw into OL Reigh.
Chicago right now struggling to get it out of their own back half. This time Milazzo trying to bring it up herself to find Pugh into the attacking third. Chicago has to be able to keep the ball at their feet if they want to find it at Pugh's fate in the attacking third. OL Reigh's pressure has just been really strong and really heavy in these opening minutes.
Huerta with the throw-in. Back from Lavelle. Cook supplying support. I believe a throw-in for Chicago. On the far side as Balser tracked back. Aguilera will throw it in. Good touch from Lavelle to Balser, but one back by the Red Stars. Hard challenge from Balser. Initially no foul given. Maybe a second thought there from Alex Billiter.
Chicago in a good area right now to get into the 18 and and get some fire underneath themselves. They've been a little bit slow to get to the ball. Right now is a good opportunity to be inside the box. Look for a player like Sharples to get on the end of it with great aerial presence.
Mallory Pugh will deliver the set piece. Consistent delivery from her of high quality. Here it comes from Pugh. Headed clear. Away from Quinn. Sharples back in the mix. All defended by OL Reigh, but the second ball is won by Chicago. Too many white shirts for Chicago to deal with.
A great pass by Huerta out of pressure. She was able to find Lavelle's feet, and that's exactly what OL Reigh wants to be able to do. It's high and wide, and then it's into a player's feet that's able to play out of it and get into the attack.
Free kick given to OL Reigh. Advantage could have been played. There was space on the left side after Balser was fouled by Luber.
Balser just making that turn. Luber right there. An interesting call. Didn't look like too much contact initially from Luber. But again, not in a super dangerous area, so no, OL Reigh just has possession of it. Chicago has to be disciplined in their team defense right now and really communicate to make sure that they're putting OL Reigh in those wide areas and they're not allowing their midfield to live on the ball too much in possession.
Nice counterattack here from Chicago. The last pass is just a bit too far from DiBernardo. But Chicago can be electric on the break with Mallory Pugh and then the hold-up play of Ava Cook plus Sarah Griffith. It's a team that's excellent in those transitional moments.
DiBernardo really good underneath as well. So opportunity for Chicago to try and find Pugh's feet over the top, allow DiBernardo to come underneath and potentially get a shot opportunity. Right now, Chicago has to look for those transition moments to find OL Reigh on their heels.
Can see the foot speed of Alana Cook. Concedes a throw-in. Chicago pushes forward. 17th minute. Matt Peterson with Anna Whitty. Chicago and OL Reigh first meeting of 2022. And two playoff teams from a season ago. Colaprico, long shots, right at Tola's choice. Good strike, about 30 yards away from goal.
Colaprico finding an opportunity early. Chicago needs more of those right outside the 18. Why not see that chance? Colaprico, she picks her up. She sees that she has just a few touches where she can get an opportunity. And you can see Colaprico looking for that left side of the net. Just going too far right, and Tola's Joy's coming up with a good save.
Colaprico away from Balser. Free kick Chicago. Eighth season with Chicago for Danielle Colaprico. Looks to be okay. Was the Rookie of the Year back in 2015. There's Chris Petrucelli. His last coaching stop at SMU. Played a good brand of soccer at SMU and has carried that to Chicago here in his first season with the Red Stars. Yellow card shown for that challenge right on the sideline.
Good decision by the referee, Aguilera. Just that late hit against Huerta as that ball goes out of bounds. A little too unnecessary. Huerta, you watch as she sees, and she's trying to use her body to see that ball out of bounds. Aguilera, again, using her right shoulder to hit Huerta over. Especially when Chicago can pin OL Reigh in their own back half with a throw-in. No reason to be that physical.
And nobody wants a yellow card, but especially an outside back early in a game really changes how they can defend the rest of the game. Alana Cook restarts.
A yellow card caution has been issued.
Flicked on by Balser.
Aguilera of the Red Stars in the 19th minute.
Angelina. OL Reigh with the deep throw in. Took till the 75th minute for OL Reigh to break through against San Diego. Huerta's free kick. Great diving header from Rose Lavelle for the winner. Chicago, meanwhile, had a lead in the 10th minute at Washington. Ella Stevens with the goal. But Washington tied it up. A 1-1 draw, and Petrocelli a little disappointed, unable to hold these leads. Chicago at home a week ago Friday. 2 leads against Portland. Portland twice equalized in that 2-2 draw.
Chicago's team defense has been something that Petrocelli has really focused on, and you can see that Chicago's kind of sat back and figured out how they want to defend this OL Reigh team. They gave them a lot of opportunities early on in this game, and now you can see that they're getting to their marks a little early, and they're stepping in and making it difficult for OL Reigh to possess.
Quick restart from Barnes. Let's go. Defended by Morse. Pulls it back for Lauren Barnes. Barnes for Balser. Good work in the air. And Pugh comes away with it. Look at that skill. Spectacular for Mallory Pugh. Pass 3. And Cook clears the danger. Looked like a crowded area, then Pugh just popped out of there.
Pugh dropping all the way back to receive that ball, but no OL Reigh players are dropping back with her, which gives Pugh an opportunity to face up. If you give Pugh that much space in front of her, she is going to take it. But again, great cleanup defense by Cook to be there just to tap it out and allow Chicago not able to be dangerous.
Better spell of possession here from Chicago. Heavy ball to the corner, goal kick to OL Reigh. Let's see this again from Mallory Pugh.
Pugh realizing she's not going to receive the ball when she stays in the attacking third. She knows that she has to drop off based off of how OL Reigh is defending her, and she is so dangerous with the ball at her feet, dribbling. It's a really good run, but great defense by Cook to step in.
Perfect timing, perfect angle from the center back. Valentola's choice. Made several highlight caliber Save of the Week nominees early this season. Has had less work to do as of late. Big part of the 4 straight clean sheets for OL Reigh. OL Reigh can match a club record with the 5th straight clean sheet this afternoon. Sharples back for Nair. Latsko applying pressure. Balser helps it on to Angelina. Here's Lavelle. Latsko central. Lavelle tried a little nutmeg, but DiBernardo is up to the task.
DiBernardo keeping her feet and slowing down Lavelle right there. There was no reason to step in initially, and no OL Reigh attackers getting inside the box. They're waiting for Lavelle to play it inside. DiBernardo being patient in those moments and not falling for any of those quick touches by Lavelle.
Ninth season with Chicago for Vanessa DiBernardo. Barnes, and it's saved by Nair. Nair had to stay with it, floating towards the upper corner. Lauren Barnes, not known for her goal scoring, but she gets forward there and takes a good chance.
Barnes has been in the attack a lot for OL Reigh in the opening minutes, and why not take that opportunity right outside the 18? Watch as Barnes continues her run. She does not stop as soon as Latsko receives the ball. Well done by Nair to get up off her line, not expecting that initial shot by Barnes, and once it deflects, she's able to redirect herself and hit that one out.
It was deflected, as you mentioned, by Sharples. Made it a more difficult save for Alyssa Nair. Short corner kick. It's back wide here. Huerta crossing! And the offside flag is up. Pretty good design. Huerta working with Barnes from the corner.
Chicago staying with their marks inside the 18 too. There were no OL Reigh attackers by themselves. Much better defending by the Red Stars.
Now Barnes, by the way, 2 career regular season goals this afternoon, her 175th NWSL appearance. High pressure OL Reigh. Nair plays short. Minimal press from Chicago, very understandable, busy time. Third game in a 9-day span for Chicago. Tough turnaround Wednesday to Saturday with travel to and from Washington in between.
Chicago has to be disciplined too, because they're coming off a midweek game knowing that their legs are a little bit more tired than OL Reigh, who's had an entire week to recover. So they have to be disciplined. The communication has to be there as well.
Lavelle dropping to a right back position to receive this ball from Cook. Quinn back for Sam Hyatt. Lavelle now popping up on this left side. It's Barnes now for OL Reigh. Good settling touch that time from Latsko. Barnes central. Colaprico clears. Sofia Huerta with some space.
Great step by Chicago to get to Huerta as soon as she receives the ball. They don't want that service in behind, and stepping that early just minimizes those opportunities by Huerta, and she has to play it centrally.
Cook settles. That's something Chris Petroselli told us, is Huerta, as good as she's been, she's not known really getting to the end line as much as maybe like Carson Pickett for North Carolina. Her delivery is often early, not too deep into the half, so closing her down early is paramount.
Huerta being able to hit those balls just over the halfway mark also allows her to be in the right position defensively when Chicago maybe comes down in a transition moment. But again, because Huerta plays back so much, Milazzo's going to have to step, and that communication with Aguilera as well has to be on. So when she receives that ball, there's someone there to slow her down.
Rose Lavelle now for OL Reigh. Good ball for Balser, first time cross. Overhit. Angelina popped into that forward position. Latsko was there as well.
Balser anticipating that pass as well. You see her in that half space. She has her body opened up towards goal. Lavelle wants to play those balls and will continue to play those balls into Balser. Players like Sharples has to recognize that and communicate with Milazzo to make sure that they're touch tight together. Not touch tight, but close together to slow down those chances in those through balls.
They're looking for an option. And this time she goes long. Rose Lavelle, a lot of touches in this first half. Working with Barnes. Van der Yacht, one of the holding midfielders next to Quinn. DiBernardo, square ball for Morse. Very patient from Chicago, picking their spots, trying to stretch OL Reigh in this first half. Pugh drops into the pocket. Luber.
Really good opportunity for Chicago down that right-hand side. Luber just needs to continue her run forward, continue to draw Barnes out, and then find Cook making that run inside the 18 off the shoulder of a Chicago center back.
Quinn takes the space. Huerta now. And again, I think Chicago's done a good job. Huerta is a threat right over midfield. Many players aren't. Many players aren't looking to serve. She is. Here's Griffith, caught in possession. Every time Huerta stepped over midfield with the ball, you've seen a Chicago defender close her down.
Huerta wants to be in that space just over half field. She's there defensively, but she's also there to provide that service. And the way that Chicago plays with a 3-back, which allows Aguilera to step up a little bit higher, has Aguilera constantly in that spot where Huerta wants to serve the ball. And that just naturally allows Chicago to take Huerta's service out of the game.
Colaprico wins a free kick. Angelina gets the start today, filling in for the injured Jess Fishlock.
Angelina and Colaprico going in for that last ball. It was like an even tackle right there. Could have gone either way.
Sharp pulls forward, good header one. Pugh in the corner. Pugh has options. Good save. Tolis Joyce closed this space so well to deny Mallory Pugh.
Pugh finding herself in the space that she wants to live in, because that is where she's the most dangerous. In the wide areas, very close to the 18. Well done by Chicago just to track back and to flick that on to Pugh, who had a ton of space and time to continue and beat Cook off the dribble. Well done by Tolis Joyce to step out and really deny those opportunities that Pugh had on frame.
Aguilera won the initial header, which started the play. Pugh from the corner. Aguilera rising against two. Free kick given to OL Reigh as Aguilera fouls Balser.
Early on in the match, Chicago had to find a way to allow Pugh higher up the field. She was dropping back a little bit too much to receive the ball. She is the player that Petroselli won the ball in the attacking third. Not up there, there's really no substitute for them. So now that Aguilera can drop back and flick those balls onto Pugh, will help Pugh to live a little higher up the field and stay on top of Cook and Hyatt.
Vandriot with Balser. Best chance of this game so far for Chicago. Just a moment ago, Pugh denied by Fallon Tolis Joyce. Coach Harvey has raved about the future for Fallon Tolis Joyce, the season she is having. This is not a big part of the reason. 4 straight shutouts for OL Reigh.
Very lucky to be a 2 center back pairing in Cook and Hyatt, who have done a phenomenal job so far this season to really not allow Tolis Joyce to have to be involved too much. And that's credit to how Harvey has them playing as well. In a 4-back, we don't see that constantly across the league. There's a lot of 3-backs so far in the NWSL, which naturally just has goalkeepers a little bit more involved in the matches.
Free kick given to Chicago. I've seen Pugh more and more drop deep to get on the ball. I wonder if, as defenders follow Pugh, can the other players take the space left by the back 4 of OL Reigh. Colaprico with Milazzo. Won by Balser here. And kick given. Balser fouled.
When Pugh leaves that space in the attacking third, it leaves opportunities for Lubert to get higher up the field on the opposite side of the field, the weak side of the field. And again, another battle between Pugh and Balser. Pugh just going in a little too hard. Balser should play that ball backwards to keep it alive.
Let's go. Sharples comes out. Like that, Morse. Lavelle, good skill. Back for Sam Hyatt. Alana Cook has space. Cook will go direct. Knocked down by Morse. Chicago's done a good job dealing with the floated balls inside their own box here in the first half. Control, now it's Lavelle. Slip. Angelina, good first touch. She's going toward Balser, asking for it. Latsko's cross deflected, knocked back by Angelina. Cook against Alana Cook. It's Ava versus Alana there between center forward and back.
Cook all by herself, trying to, it's so difficult to hold. You have a defender like Alana Cook on top of you. There has to be more support underneath for Cook once she has the ball up top.
Huerta. Excellent again from Chicago. They're really game planning against Sofia Huerta, not allowing her to take the space. Now she pushes further upfield. Was last touched by OL Reigh. Chicago expelled for Huerta. 8 assists since the start of 2020-21. Huerta lead the league in that category. A lot of whistles, a lot of fouls, choppiness here in the first half.
A lot of 50-50 balls and fouls coming balls. One player just a little too aggressive stepping into the play. You mentioned Chicago taking Huerta out of this match. That's allowing Lauren Barnes to get more involved in the game. Lauren Barnes already has 3 crosses so far. She has to notice that space in front. Notice that they're taking Huerta, they're really focusing on it, putting a lot of marks on her, and get into the attacking third, which allows Huerta just to stay back.
Latsko's been excellent in the hold-up phase that time. Didn't have an option, just stayed in. Truly Morse. I've seen her on the right this season. This time she starts the game on the left. We've seen Rose Lavelle everywhere, right, left, and center.
Lavelle has a lot of freedom to play wherever she wants on the field. She finds open space, open pockets. She dribbles at back line. She's really good with that service, trying to find Balser in behind. Been very allowing Lavelle being able to do whatever she wants when she wants. And that's what's them in the attacking third too, because she's drawing defenders towards her, which gives time and space for players like Balser.
Excellent ball. Quinn finds Latsko. It's Barnes. Barnes draws in Luber, DiBernardo for an OL Reigh throw. There's Laura Harvey.
In that left wing, continue towards the end, allow your teammates to get into the 18, and then inside. Barnes just taking across into the 18.
There between Laura Harvey and Sam Lady, assistant coach. Filled in for a spell last year before Harvey came back from the national team and Coach of the Year honors. Barnes will throw it in. 25th appearance for Barnes, all record holder in the NWSL. Good strength, Colaprico, shoulder to shoulder. It's an OL Reigh throw-in. Quinn. Barnes has space. Barnes in it for Angelina. 8 minutes in. Third game in 9 days on Wednesday. How have they busy part of the schedule in the first half at home against an informed team in OL Reigh?
Chicago's defense is very solid. You see those balls that Barnes is trying to play in by constantly Chicago Red Star players there. There are players on Huerta when she's trying to get the ball in the wide areas. The defense is great, but it has to turn into opportunity for Chicago's offense. Hugh has to just a little higher up the field, try to receive the ball in transition moments, and help Chicago do the work offensively, because the hard work's big.
Barnes with a switch for Alana Cook. Lavelle, wide for Huerta. Huerta in the corner. Corner kick coming. It's the furthest forward Huerta has been this afternoon. Good denial of the cross there. Milazzo.
Milazzo, a very active outside, and she is showing her athleticism and playing in the 3, the left side of the field, being able to track back Huerta right there and not allow that threatening.
Cross is headed out. Good set piece defending that time from Chicago. Latsko in for position against Zoe Morris. It's back for Barnes. Good help from Lubert. Ulster wins the header. Clearance from Colaprico. Ava. Alana Cook back to the goalkeeper, Fallon Tullis-Joyce.
Right now is a good opportunity for Chicago to maintain possession with 5 minutes remaining in the first half. Just stay in OL Reign's back half. Try and create opportunities inside the 18 now that you have all those numbers forward to help you.
Space on this left side now for Chicago. That's good work. Balser helping out, leads to a potential counterattack. Great first touch from Lavelle. Angelina to her right. Latsko supporting on the left. It's Rose Lavelle. Defending from Sharples.
Defense by Sharples. She steps up to Lavelle at the right time. Doesn't allow Lavelle to get all of that momentum behind her. Just a few steps into that dangerous dribble attack. Steps in at the right time, but you also saw the Chicago outside backs closing in, coming behind Sharples to slow down Lavelle if she does get past Sharples. Really good team defense by Chicago just to slow down the momentum of OL Reigh in a transition.
DeBardo, just so fun to watch. Rose the open field, running at a back line, and Sharples 1v1, excellent win there.
Lavelle creates most of the chances for OL Reigh on those dribbles. When she has those chances in between the 18 and halfway or midfield, she is just so dangerous. So for Chicago to recognize when she's taking those dribbles and not allow that momentum or that speed to get going will really help Chicago defensively and stop from a lot of chasing.
Nice footwork through traffic from Griffith. Now it's Pugh. Will be out for a corner kick. Good movement on the break, leading to a shot from Aguilera.
I wanted that ball a little bit earlier. You can see Aguilera on the left side of your screen. She's running with Pugh, but she doesn't want to be offsides. The ball played just a little air. She wanted it and it allowed Huerta to track back defensively to slow down that shot.
Jill Aguilera played at University of Arizona. Here's the short corner kick headed out by Alana Cook. Crowd of bodies. It's fallen to Colaprico, and it's right at Fallon Tullis-Joyce. Second hit today from distance from Danielle Colaprico.
Colaprico with a lot of power behind that shot, but it wasn't threatening, just right at Tullis-Joyce right there. But again, Chicago getting those opportunities outside the 18. Why not go ahead? It was a fantastic hit, just bounces perfectly, but not really dangerous right to the goalkeeper.
Good body control from Colaprico. Back towards her. She had to slow herself down, and clean shot on target. 43 minutes gone. Chicago and OL have 20-22 scoreless. I would say OL Reigh has had the better of run of play, but some of the best chances have fallen to Chicago, including Mallory Pugh around the half-hour mark. Excellent save from Fallon Tullis-Joyce. Alana Cook out to win it. Van der Yacht. Let's go. For Lavelle. Angelina. Well defended by Aguilera. Here comes Huerta. 1v1. Angelina, first time delivery, and it's headed out.
The last attacking opportunity from OL Reigh starts from the midfield. That's exactly who you want to have on the ball is Quinn, who sees that run by Angelina just inside the 18. That's going to be the most dangerous opportunities that OL Reigh has. If Chicago can minimize how much Quinn lives on the ball centrally in the middle of the field, they'll really minimize opportunity down the middle of the throat, down the middle of the field.
1 minute will be added at the end of this first half. Lubert. The corner. It's Pugh on this right side against Sam Hyatt. Pugh will get there. First time cross. Nobody there for Chicago. And maybe a sign that fatigue is there for
Pugh doing everything to get to that ball. Great cross too. She gets her hips around it, right on top of it to get the box. And Pugh, as much as she can, could have held up that and played with it a little bit, which would allow us to get inside the 18. But there has to be a little bit more urgency from the others to get there and run with Pugh.
Morse with DiBernardo. Time in Chicago. Red Stars nothing, OL Reigh nothing. Eddie, your thoughts?
Both played well in the first half. Has dominated possession. They're really getting into the wide areas, but being stopped as soon as they get there. Chicago using those transition moments to really get some great opportunities. Goal.
Pretty even first half. Excellent defending from both sides. OL Reigh to half games. Without a goal, and half have in store, we shall find out. Halftime from SeatGeek. Reigh scoreless. Halftime in Chicago, the Red Stars and OL Reigh, 0-0. Matt Peterson with Anna Whitty, the former Penn State defender. And a very defensive battle in that first half, a chess match. Very good organization from both sides. A busy slate of games on show today, Anna, beginning with Gotham and Washington, an East Coast rivalry.
Washington getting opportunities from their bench to get on the field today. They're struggling with a few injuries, but for Gotham, coming off a huge road win against Angel City in Los Angeles, 3 points is really going to boost their confidence going into this game that won't feature Trinity Rodman. And then for Louisville and North Carolina Courage, really uncharacteristic for the Courage to be sitting at the bottom of the standings with no wins so far in the regular season. And San Diego against Kansas City later on today. Wave sitting at the top of the standings right now. Done a really good job of playing a collective game of soccer. Alex Morgan has been on fire with 6 goals so far in the regular season. It'll be a great matchup between Kansas City and San Diego Wave.
Kansas City picked up a win on Monday. San Diego Wave has been excellent defensively, trying to bounce back after a defeat at OL Reigh last weekend. And we saw North Carolina. We know Caroline is questionable on the injury report. Might the Brazilian return to North Carolina after a prolific Challenge Cup? SeatGeek Stadium in Chicago. A good one here between playoff teams from a year ago. Scoreless at the break between Chicago Red Stars and OL Reigh.